Since the turn of the 20th century, Woodley Park has been one of Washington, D.C.'s most sought-after upscale residential neighborhoods. Woodley Park is bound by Rock Creek Park and the National Zoological Park to the east, Calvert Street and Cleveland Avenue to the south, 34th Street to the west, and Woodley Road to its intersection with Klingel Road and thereafter Klingel Road to the north. In 1890, the area was heavily wooded and featured a few stately mansions and estates. The most notable of these estates was Woodley, a Georgian-style mansion for which the neighborhood is named. The Murray School is currently located on the Woodley estate. Woodley Park is home to the Omni Shoreham and the Wardman Hotels, as well as the National Zoo and the southern section of Rock Creek Park. After the completion of the Taft Bridge in 1907, Woodley Park began an era of fast expansion, which lasted until 1929. Numerous apartment buildings, particularly along Connecticut Avenue, were constructed, as well as thousands of elegant homes and townhomes. Many of these homes were developed by the prolific British developer Harry Wardman. Mr. Wardman built hundreds of townhouses, as well as the Grand Wardman Park Hotel. Today, more than a dozen historic sites distinguish the community, and part of the area has been designated an historic district. Dignitaries including Presidents Van Buren, Tyler, Buchanan, and Cleveland all spent summers at cathedral mansions located at 3000 Cathedral Avenue. Also, Presidents Hoover, Johnson, and Eisenhower all had homes in Woodley Park. Today, Supreme Court justices, members of Congress, military officials, and journalists all call Woodley Park home. In 2003, the Murillo Malnati Group began hatching its vision for the Woodley Wardman condominium. 4 historic Connecticut Avenue townhouses would be combined with a newly constructed 7-story tower to create 39 new luxury residences.
Well, it was a project that we started in a much smaller scale. We first figured that we would do an infill project in one of the townhouses, but later we realized that it really didn't make sense to just do one development project on one of the lots, and so we expanded the concept to include what is the row of 5 houses that are all attached, which are the only remaining townhouses between the building to the north and the building to the south. And so when we first set out to do this, it was 2003. We did get approval for the one townhouse from HPRB, but as we expanded the concept, as you can imagine, the complexity of the project, the visibility of the project became much greater.
Murillo Malnati Group's Argentine-born architect, Corina Lopez, conceptualized the project, combining historic townhouse units with a new tower in the rear of the lot. Working in collaboration with Bonstra Harrison Architects, the project was submitted to the Historic Preservation Review Board 3 times, obtaining final approval in May 2005. The project features 1, 2, and 3-bedroom residences and penthouses and 33 unique floor plans.
Well, our vision for Woodley Wardman started in 2003 when the project was a lot smaller than what it is right now, and it grew in size, and from 2003 to what it is right now. And we were really excited about the location of this project. So we took a very sensitive approach to the incorporation of a new structure into a very unique historic property. So we created a project that has a wide range of types of units. We have studios, one-bedroom units, two-bedroom units, three-bedroom units, three-bedroom penthouses. Out of the units, they overlook Connecticut Avenue. Some of the units in the historic building and the tower overlook the courtyard. Some of the units up high had a very nice view of the park.
During the entitlement period, the Murillo-Malnati Group presented its vision of the project to the Woodley Park Advisory Neighborhood Commission on several occasions. Several modifications to the project were included in each new version, taking into account the preferences expressed by the ANC. After a series of meetings and design modifications, the project was approved unanimously by the Advisory Neighborhood Commission. The project was also reviewed and received approval from the Board of Zoning Adjustments for a variance to the rear yard setback requirement. Obtaining the board's approval was critical to the design of the building as it provided for a deeper rear tower, allowing 4 units per floor comfortably.
Well, I think architecturally what's significant and unique about this project is in the process that we go through. We analyze the existing context. In this case, very wonderful historic Wardman era buildings, some of the nicest historic buildings in the city. And our work first begins with an analysis of that context and what we're working with. And I think we really gained an appreciation for that existing architecture. And we were able to take that and transpose it into a more contemporary tower at the back, being respective but also being updated and modern. And that's the challenge, and I think that we were able to meet that challenge and have a successful project in that regard.
One of the primary design goals of the HPRB was to create the rear 7-story tower in a way that does not compete or threaten the historic nature of the townhouse facades on Connecticut Avenue. To accomplish this, the design team created digital 3-dimensional renderings of the new tower from 20 locations along Connecticut Avenue. The objective was achieved by a combination of locating the new building 185 feet back from the east side of Connecticut Avenue and by articulating the new facade using colors and material selections that caused the building to read as a distant structure. This is where the Board of Zoning approval relief came into play and provided the opportunity to plan beautiful, sun-filled spaces.
The site's a very tight site, one of the tightest sites I've ever worked on, and one of the tightest sites that a lot of our subs have ever worked on. And one of the things we had to do was everything had to be staged from Connecticut Avenue. And so with the townhouses being between the tower and the street, everything had to be brought in from Connecticut Avenue and craned over to the tower. That's for the tower work. There's absolutely no laydown area. I mean, traditionally or typically, you know, a contractor has a nice kind of wide site that they can stage material on. We don't have that, so everything's got to come in. It's either got to go in the building or on the building.
The construction of the project was as challenging as the approval process and required a surgical approach in order to develop the project in a tight site and in the middle of a vibrant city neighborhood. One of the unknowns was the weather, which in the winter of 2009-2010 loaded the excavated site with snow from multiple snowstorms. However, nothing was going to deter the construction team from progressing. As new challenges arose, the team responded with new creative solutions to deal with the difficult site and the worst storm season in a century. Today's consumer is looking for sustainable options in all aspects of their lives. The Woodley Wardman is located within 2 blocks of the Woodley Park Metro Station and offers an on-site car-sharing service for residents. Less than 2 blocks away is the 1,600-acre Rock Creek Park, known for its expansive walking and biking trails, picnic areas, and streams. The project's proximity to schools, retail shops, and recreation areas are all features of the small carbon footprint promoted by the Woodley Wardman. Built under the guidelines of MMG's green design principles, the building is designed to reduce energy consumption and features recycled and sustainable products. While the green building trend has become popular recently, MMG has been practicing sustainable design and construction since its affiliate's inception in 1984.
The green aspects of the Woodley project do have a history that predates Woodley. We've been in the construction business for many years, and I have found it to be a very wasteful industry, just in experiencing what gets left behind, what gets thrown away. So we have especially in recent times, attempted to recycle like when we do a demolition, we don't throw away all the old wood and old beams and old floors, even the appliances, things like that. We find places to put them. All the metal is taken out and recycled. Even these days, the concrete is removed and sent to a separate yard. So it starts at the demolition end of things. And then in terms of the construction, of course, there's many more products available these days. Generally, we'd always tried to seal everything up and make the envelope as tight as possible in the past, but now they have things like that we have incorporated into the Woodley Wardman, like a white roof that would reflect sun and keep it cooler. We're using a soy-based foam insulation material in much of the old building to seal it up as tight as we possibly could. And then, of course, you know, low-E glass in all the windows, and certain products that contain recycled parts of them. And so there's a lot of those kinds of aspects that are part of the Woodley construction that we've just bumped into over the years.
In fact, all of the Murillo-Malnati Group's companies, including the two construction companies, Renovations Unlimited and MMG Construction, MMG Development, and the home building division, Murillo-Malnati Homes, incorporate green design into their work.
Well, we think of Woodley Wardman as a history made modern. We've preserved the elements, historical elements of the buildings, while providing a modern living space inside. I think that's a very comforting feeling for people who are either moving into the city or enjoy living in historic places, but want all the conveniences of a modern space.
Today, more than 7,500 people call Woodley Park their home. The owners of the 39 Woodley Wardman condominium residences will enjoy a high-quality lifestyle. The safe, walkable neighborhood features some of the city's best schools and dozens of restaurants and retail shops. Inside their homes, owners will enjoy luxury living that's environmentally sensitive. Contemporary kitchens, state-of-the-art audio, visual, and entertainment technology, and luxury finishes make exquisite condominium residences and the latest offering by the Murillo-Malnati Group.